All right, good evening, baseball fans. And hey, there's Philip Reynolds, first one in the ballpark. How you doing, Philip? All right, so earlier I put up in the community tab and YouTube like 4 different digital baseball games and what people might want to see. And Pocket Pennant Run won the vote. Um, so yep, no, it's good. I think it's always good to let your. It's always a good thing, not that you always do it, but it's good to let folks pick maybe what they want to see. So we've been doing a lot of Action PC Baseball 2025. Yeah, looking forward to Christmas. So am I, Philip. Philip says he's looking forward to Christmas tomorrow. Absolutely. Yeah, we're coming up to it, and there we go. A day of greatest miracle. Well, the second greatest miracle of all time, of course, Christmas, right? Celebrating the incarnation of God as Christ, right? So that's Emmanuel, right? O come, Emmanuel. It's a beautiful Christmas carol. Of course, means God among us. Of course, the greatest miracle is, we celebrate in what Western Christians call Easter, and we Eastern Christians call Pascha. So, and that is the resurrection of Christ. So, but yeah, Christmas is, I love it. Actually, I love Christmas Eve. That's your first Christmas with your wife. That is awesome, Philip. I'm so happy for you. And God grant you both many, many more Christmases. I love Christmas Eve, even more than Christmas Day, I think, because I've always loved it. Because, this year I'm spending it alone, but there's something about Christmas Eve, though, that it's like, even though you're alone, I never feel alone, because it's sort of like the whole world is like it's holding its breath or something. I don't know. There's something always in the air about Christmas Eve, right? And especially, I have to work that evening to like 8 or 8:30, which I'm not happy about. But it is what it is. But there's something about them when everything shuts down on Christmas Eve, like all the stores are finally closed, restaurants, everything, and there's a quiet to Christmas Eve, but there's an anticipation. You feel it. I guess a lot of people, like New Year's is my least favorite holiday. Can't stand New Year's. If when I was doing music, if I was doing a gig, I was fine. But otherwise, I can't stand New Year's Eve. It's just, I don't care. So how many people do that countdown? For me, it's Christmas Eve, and I love it. And there's a holiness about it that and an expectation. And I think it's that night of the year where people are really, really more focused on what we should be focused on. And I'll end this homily in a minute. And that is peace on earth, and we need it. We need it, and it's we could learn to take that pause on Christmas Eve, and reflect on it more throughout the year, throughout the world. We wouldn't have tragedies that are going on, such as we're seeing in Ukraine, and such as we're seeing in the Middle East and elsewhere. To be honest with you, as we say in the Eastern Orthodox Church, God became like us so that we might become like him. It doesn't mean we become gods in the Mormon sense, but we do become like him, right? Christ says, all that I have done, so you shall do as well, and even more. And so the greatest gift, and what makes Christmas so amazing, is that when you look at other faiths, and I respect people's right to believe in anything or to believe in nothing, because atheism itself is a faith. It's a belief that there's no God. But when you look at theistic faiths, Christianity is the only one in which God becomes like that which was created by God, and it's an amazing miracle. I love it. So, and I love to hear good things from folks like Philip, who are going to be spending a first Christmas with the wife, a spouse, whatever, wife, husband, whatever, It's awesome. It's awesome. So, and so see for Philip, so New Year's Day is a good day for him because he says New Year's Day will be his wife and their 1 year anniversary of their first date. So that is awesome. Philip also has some things for that he wants to get after Christmas. So, of course, something lost in America is the fact that we hear that 12 days of Christmas. Well, the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas. People think, oh, it's 12 days before Christmas. No, the time before Christmas is Advent, right? So it goes up to, for Western Christians, it's the Epiphany. But if you're Eastern Orthodox and you're on the old calendar, guess what? Christmas falls on the Western Feast of Epiphany. So either way, so for Philip in the 12 days of Christmas, he has some things he wants to get here. And I hope he gets them. But the main thing is that you are with a loved one, and that is awesome. All right. That being said, so I put up earlier in the comments section where people like to see a game of action PC baseball or pocket pennant run baseball for Windows, Out of the Park baseball. I didn't name any other baseball sims I have. I just thought, just those four. And people voted for pocket pennant run. Now, I was going to do 1908, and we can. However, if there's a specific season that people would like to, mess around with, or maybe pick a game in baseball history, we'll certainly do it. As you guys know, I love this game. There's supposed to be an update again pretty soon. I've been checking my email, haven't seen anything, so I'm guessing this hasn't. Philip says he's looking forward to seeing his wife open her presents. I'm sure you are, my friend. I think sometimes, not sometimes, for me, it's the joy in seeing people, just opening gifts or whatever. And it's awesome. It's really, really awesome. So, and also, of course, this year is great because for the first time since the year 2005, Hanukkah, the first day of Hanukkah, falls on Christmas. So to our Jewish friends out there, a blessed Hanukkah. Of course, that also commemorating a miracle. It's interesting to see through through its history how Hanukkah has kind of become sort of more of a major holiday. I know many Jewish friends have told me that it's actually not considered a major holiday in Judaism, but it's nonetheless taken on that kind of, there's a similarity to Christmas, and I think that's kind of cool, actually. I love it. And you look at all the feast days. Here I am back on this homily, but think about the feast days that happen around this time of year in a bunch of different religions, right? So the Hindus have Diwali, which is the Festival of Lights. People involved in Wicca or witchcraft, they have, of course, they celebrate Yule, and they celebrated the solstice yesterday. Of course, for Christians, Eastern and Western, it's Christmas. For our Jewish friends, it's Hanukkah. And all of these things have something in common: light. And I love that. In the darkest time of the year, we're celebrating light in its metaphorical meaning and even in its real meaning. And I love that. And I know a lot of atheist friends are like, well, yeah, in Christianity, all they did was just take the Feast of Saturnalia and just change it into Christmas. Well, no, what the church did was really smart as people were coming to Christianity, right? Since there's no scriptural anything that says that Christ was born December 25th, it's like, well, we have an existing feast. Now we're adding this amazing thing to it. In fact, study of the skies and everything, and astrophysical studies suggest that Christ was probably born sometime between April and July. So, I love the fact that in Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, and Wicca, that there's this celebration of light in the darkest time of year, and that's why we're playing baseball, because it's 19 degrees here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and why not play some baseball? All right. So he wants to get an HP printer. Whoa, yeah. He says, look, wow, that is a big one. So Philip, you can use that to print up your own cards. Like if you play Pocket Pennant Run or whatever, you have any print and play baseball games or other sports games or whatever. You got to tell the missus, say, well, I'm just making sure, dear, that it works for you, right? That's what you do, man. So there you go. So I don't know. I see people watching us. If there's another season, another game you guys would want another in Pocket Pennant Run, this has everything in it. So let me know. We don't have to do 1908. while we wait for some folks to pipe up, I do want to show you in team management that, as promised for Cousin Ken Castro, I am working slowly but surely and recreating the Appa-Bat set. So did the Cubs today. I had some time, so we'll load up the Cubbies. So there they are. The all-time great pre-expansion Cubbies are there. Also have the Braves in here. So doing them slowly, and I've shown, I think, on a video how to do something like this and how to create maybe how to create leagues of, also from just, you can work at the team level as well. So been really hoping for a lineup generator for this part of the game because it doesn't have it yet. So you do have to make your own lineups, but what's nice is you do have all their ratings right here, and you can just save your lineups and stuff like that. Really, really cool. So let's back out of this. David Lando joining us. Bernie Strom joining us. So Bernie doing some Field of Dreams baseball earlier today. So I was able to catch a couple innings of that. They're using Action PC Baseball 2024. I guess they'll make the migration over when they move into their, I believe, season 8. And so saw Steve Tate doing some alchemy. I don't know, they're doing some sort of realignment thing or something. I don't know if that's a legal alignment or not. But again, I think that's a fantastic project. And the fact that they've still got a full slate of people, I think it's 24 owners. I think that's great. So, for anybody that wants to get involved in that, shoot a line to Steve Tate. Or Big Clue, and if they have an opening, or I know that when I was involved in it, they were always looking for more owners and to get it up to 30 or whatever. But drop a line to Steve or Big Clue and ask them if they're accepting new owners. It's really a lot of fun, and it's a great education in baseball, and you get to watch the masterful trading skills of one Dave Lando. There's Mike Silva joining us here. All right, Bart Ewing says, hello, just got Pocket Pennant run. Have some projects in mind. Excited to see how it works. All right, Bart. Well, this is perfect then. Little pocket pool and Pennant run. Mike Silva, there we go. Nice. I love it. Yeah, David is so if you're a ball player in the Field of Dreams League and David Lando signs you, don't unpack your baggage, because you're going to be gone again. He's heartless. I'm waiting for somebody to just throw out a year here. I did put, hey, let's do 1908. We don't have to. We can do any year you want and pick a game from that year. We can do a World Series. We could be fun. We could take an all-star game, but let the chat go ahead and kind of manage the all-star game. So just waiting for somebody to suggest something. And if not, I will do 1908. Okay, so look at them. They're coming up already. Bernie says 1915. David says 1944. All right. Well, those are two interesting years. So we got a dead ball year, and we got a war year, World War II year, I should say. Bart Ewing is voting for dead. So we got 2 votes for dead ball. 2 votes for dead ball and 1 for the 40s. We can maybe do a 1940s game at some point. All right. So since it's going to be anything dead, I guess we'll go ahead and just stick with 1908 and go from that then. I just thought maybe you got burning with 1915 Phillies. Mike says 1987. Oh man, love it. All right, so let's go and let's go to box score replay. All right, we'll start with, since Bernie was the first one, we'll start with 1915. So pretty easy. So Bart, here we go. Do you want to do a season replay or whatever? This is fun. There's a lot of different ways you can play Pocket Pennant Run. There's a lot of ways to use this fantastic piece of software, which is free. So when you buy the game, whether it's the PDF print and play, or it's the physical game. So the print and play is just $14.99. The physical game is $24.99. I bought the physical game because I like supporting these developers. You get access to this, and it's excellent. It's just the improvements have been constant. There's still some crashes here and there, but that's to be expected. All right, so we're going to type in this year, 1915. I'm not going to select a team, just in case somebody wants to see something else, maybe another, whatever. But you can choose either to load a team schedule, and if you do that, you've got to select the team. So Bernie had suggested the 1915 Philadelphia Phillies. So if I would click on this, right, and then click on load team schedule, I will get the 1915 Phillies. If I leave this blank and just click load season schedule, it will load the entire 1915. Okay. So you can also then, once you do this, it considers it a saved season. So if you look down here, I've got 1908, 1962, and I was doing 2024. I just wanted to test to make sure with the latest patch that the 2024 rosters are in the game, and of course they are. All right, so 1915, and yeah, I guess we will go ahead and lose. But before I go to that, this is fun. This is the way I play Pocket Pennant Run mostly is the you pick, we pick. So I'll come back to the screen. Let me show you this. When you go to pick and print, this is fun. So you can pick a date in baseball history. You can do that and then show available games on that date. Or, and this is really, really fun, is this AI coach pick it. So if I click this, it's going to go through this massive database. And these are actual as played scores, games, IDs, everything. And then it will pull out a list on a day. So this is 21st August 2005. You don't want to play in there. Just you can hit it as many times as you want. There's 1911. So this is really a fun way to play Pocket Pennant Run, and it would just be very, very random each time I click it. All right. So I don't know if people are aware of this way to play Pocket Pennant Run, but it's really, really fun. But like if you wanted to just play Game 7 of the 1975 World Series or Game 7 of the 1986 World Series or whatever, you can type in the date or you can load the season schedule, whatever, pick it and go. All right. So 1915 Philadelphia Phillies. So we're going to go ahead and we'll load them in and we'll look at their schedule and pick a game from there. I don't know where Cousin Ken Castro is, but this is his favorite team is the Philadelphia Phillies. All right. Which league? National League. Of course, National League, because the Federal League's in here. Everything is in here. There we go. So this is the as played with actual scores and actual lineups and substitutions and everything for 1915 for the Philadelphia Phillies. So, I accidentally loaded the entire season schedule. That was stupid. This will still work, but I hit the wrong button. Boom. There we go. So this is everything. So the Phillies opened 1915 against the Boston Braves and beat them 3-0. So what you can do with this is you can like if I want to just autoplay this game, I could, and then I could go in and play it again manually. You can pick any range of games. So who do you want to see them play? Bernie? David, it's Dead Balls kind of made this. Can I say it's my first love? Just saves you a lot of investigative work. There's a lot to this, Bart. There's a lot to this game, way more than meets the eye. All right, let's see. Bernie says anyone. All right. Well, let's do something here. I'm gonna go to Baseball Reference here really quickly because I don't feel like backing out of the screen again. And let's do 1915 Phillies, and let's see who finished second that year because I don't remember. I was busy that day at the end of 1915. All right, so Boston Braves. So there we go. That's who they're going to play. So I guess we're going to replay the season opener. Kind of cool that. Pick an Alexander game. Well, I'm hoping he opened or he was the. I'm guessing. So we're about to see. So what we do is we select the game and we do print play game. And let's see if old Pete was the opening day pitcher in 1915. So it's loading. And this is a massive, massive database. And indeed it is. It will be Grover Cleveland Alexander versus Dick Rudolph. So Bart, I'm glad you're here because I'm going to give you a little tip about this. One of the drawbacks of this game, if you're playing in the dead ball era or the 19th century, is it imposes kind of modern baseball fatigue on it, pitcher fatigue. So 7th inning, they start to get tired. So what you can do to work around that is, so we'll go here to change away starting pitcher. Okay. Now just select your starting pitcher. Okay. And in our case, it's Pete Alexander. So you can see his fatigue rating is 7, but For dead ball pitchers, I crank that up to 9. That's just historically accurate. So boom, it works better with dead ball. So now he's going to be a 9 fatigue. You can see it right here. And then I'm going to do the same over here for Dick Rudolph. That's the only thing. So from 1920 forward on this, you really don't have to do that. Although I would say even in 20s and 30s, even into the 40s, there wasn't this right. The thing is, you're paid to pitch 9, you pitch 9. So use your own judgment from 1920 onward. But for 19th century and dead ball, and if you're playing early 19th century, frequently those clubs might have only had 1 or 2 pitchers. So you definitely want to bump this fatigue rating up. Okay, so again, I'm just going to go on home pitcher, and I'm going to select Dick Rudolph, and I'm going to change his fatigue to 9. And there we go. That's all. I don't think that's cheating at all. You had players, not only in the major leagues, but in the Negro leagues, that would actually pitch both games of a doubleheader. So why not do it? All right, then we go down here and we go play game day. All right. The lines here, this has to do, you can reposition fielders. I don't have to. This is a good fast outfield out here, but you can position them. But this green means this is going to be their defense rating. Green is the highest, then blue, then yellow, then red. And you can see this here. If I click on here, I see Sherry McGee as a defensive A. If I go over here to left field, I see that Joe Connolly is a B. So this is strong. The infield isn't as strong here for Boston in terms of range plays. But I'm not going to reposition any fielders. We're going to play advanced, but I don't think we're going to play pitcher warm up. All right. So Bart Ewing saying that Alexander threw 2 shutouts in a doubleheader. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. All right, guys. So here we go. I'll keep looking when I can. Bart, if you have any questions about this game, I'll be certainly glad to answer them as we go along. I think you'll find the flow is really nice. The whole pitcher card is over here, batter card over here, sortable stats, and then you have their season stats right here. And we are ready to go. So Bobby Byrne here will lead things off. Hall of Famer, a 387 average, 209 average with no home runs that year. No home runs in 1915. So here we go. We roll the dice, and here we go. This one is a chopper to short, and Rabbit Moranville will try to get around this ball and has it and fires to first. And Bobby Byrne is the first out of the ball game. So we are on our way here. A little 1915 action with the 1915 Philadelphia Phillies and the Boston Braves, who just a year before, 1914, the Miracle Braves, last place on July 4th, ended up winning the World Series. So there's always hope, my friends. All right, stepping in, a great Hall of Famer here, Dave Beauty Bancroft here, 254 average, 7 home runs, known for his fantastic shortstop play. All right, Dick Rudolph has the sign. Here is the pitch. This one hard hitting the gap, and Dave Bancroft gets a double. The right fielder is fielding the ball. So he fixed this. This is awesome for in the gap hits. So we're going to go double plus 9. Very, very nice. All right, there we go. Do I want him to stretch this ball? Do we want to stretch it? All right, do we want Dave Bancroft, guys? He's a B-rated runner to try to stretch this into a triple against Herbie Moran. Moran is a B-rated fielder. What do you think? So it's hit to right in the gap. Do we want Bancroft to try for third? Hey, there's Robert. Welcome in, Robert. Robert, who started playing History Maker baseball. So be aggressive, says Bart. So we're going to click yes, and he is out of there. He is out of there. Tagged out at third. So good, strong peg there by Herbie Moran, and Bancroft just not able to, just a little bit more speed would have had it. All right, so 2 away here in our 1915 game, and here is Bills Becker, former Pittsburgh Pirate. All right, Rudolph into the wind, and here is the pitch, and he loses him, walks him. So the aggressive play didn't pay off. Could have had 2 on, but it's a lot of fun anyhow. So let's go ahead and Let's get him on first. All right. Since this is dead ball baseball, the other thing added here, of course, the same colors. The color under this runner's little circle has to do with his speed. All right. So we got a speed C. We're not going to worry about stealing with him. All right. Batting number 4th, dead balls home run king, Gavy Kravitz. Gavy Kravitz, 24 home runs in 1915. All right. Here we go. Here is the pitch. And this will be a defense check out to first. And this is going to be an error. So score that one, E3. And the runners advance. And the other thing, Bart, this is super cool. When you hit score sheet, there it is. And this thing will update as the game goes along. So there we are so far. You can just close it. I wouldn't suggest leaving it open. Just open when you want to see it. All right, 2 on for Philadelphia. Stepping to the plate now is Possum Whitted, everybody's favorite center fielder. Here's the pitch to Whitted. This one could be trouble. This is a single, and runners advance to base. So Whitted is going to pick up an RBI on this one. So the Philadelphia Phillies jump out to a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Thanks to the RBI single by Possum Whitted. Runners at the corners for the Phillies and 2 down, and it brings up Bert Niehoff now. The pitch to Niehoff, and this one hit out to second and fielded cleanly there by Johnny Evers and fires onto first for the 3rd out of the inning. So Johnny Evers, formerly of the Cubbies, now playing a little bit of ball here for the Boston Braves. And there we go. Now we got this. But what's nice is we should be able to just pick this right back up again. This game still is a little crashy. I'll warn you. I'm not gonna kid you. It's still a little crashy. So that's all right. What game isn't? Well, maybe out of the park baseball. I've never had that crash on me, but there you go. All right, so let's go to box score replay. I believe this is where I want to do this. No, this is not where I want to do this. Game sim. No. Oh, God, where is it? Is it this? Load the game of your choice. Select one of your saved games to finish it. Do I still want to load a game? Yes, I do. So let's browse, and let's look for this thing. Sorry about that, guys. It will happen. It will definitely happen. Is it game sheets? No, it's not. I forget where it saves these things now. Is it in the internal? Game sheets? Is it this one? There we go. There's all your saved games. So, Braves and Phillies. Wait, this is 12/9, 2024. Game saves. There we go. Where is it? This is something they do got to work on here. Is trying to. I'm just trying to find that. Is this it? I believe it is. Yeah, this is it. There we go. No problem. Yeah, the score sheet is really, really, really cool. David Lando says sometimes you just have to let it be. We're only a dream away, George Harrison. Yeah, great stuff, George Harrison. All right, so that does reset the at-bat, but that's okay. Here's the pitch. And this one is going to be off the bat or die 9. So again, I'm assuming, Bart, you know how to play the game. If you don't, let me know. So this is going to be a batter and 9. And this is going to be just a grounder to second. So it's still going to be a 4-3 to end the inning. All right. And wow, we're really getting some serious crashage here. Holy moly, I've never seen this game crash this much. That's like 2. If it does it one more time, we're switching games. Damn. I wonder if there's something bizarre going on with 1915. There shouldn't be. This is what makes life worth it, though, right? That's what makes life worth it. Game to replay. There we go. Yeah, I still want to load a game. This is terrible. All right, we're going to save data. We're going to do the data at bat. Okay, submit. All right, so we're going to go ahead and select the out as 4-3. Now we'll see if this happens again. Then I know it's a reproducible bug, and it is. So it's seeing that it's a blank. Yeah, do you see this? So it's seeing it's a blank game, and get that table. So guess what? We're reporting a bug here. I just played a game of this the other night. So tell you what we're going to do, because I like Bernie's choice. We're just going to switch games. So sorry about that, guys. I have to report that to Craig Harris that this crashed 3 times in 1915, and I'm not going to start another game of this online here, at least tonight. So we're going to switch to this guy, and we're going to, as soon as that comes up, we'll get rid of Forbes Field. There we go. Yeah, sorry, gents. That really sucks. Crash Davis. I know, right? So, So, Philip, you don't have to, yeah, as far as switching the cards and dice, but you can still use the software to set all that up, which is really nice. But I'll be submitting that bug. So tell you what, since Bernie wanted to see 1915, let's do 1915. Hopefully I don't have to do a lot of crazy work here. So let's go to D. That's right, I get to hang out with you guys for a little bit. See, there's what happens. Vox Populi, Vox Dei is the what is it? The voice of the people is the voice of God. There we go. All right, so we're going to look for 1915, and we're going to at least just set up. If you guys don't mind, I'm not going to set up logos or anything. I'm just going to do a ballpark, and we'll just forge ahead. So here we are, 1915, and it will be Philadelphia versus Boston. Let's see if we have a. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So Baker Bowl is nice. I think this game was played at Boston, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, yep. So there's Dick Rudolph. Except we got to fix Boston, or the Boston Braves. Wow, this is really strange, man. What is going on tonight? This is bizarre. Okay, so let's make their home foregrounds. What? I don't know. We'll just make them. I don't know what color the Braves were. We'll make them red. Okay, boom, just so we can see everything. And let's make the third color. I guess this blue. I have no idea. All right, we're good. I'm not going to worry about logos. We don't need it. All right, cool. And let me see. Make sure we're set. Yeah. Yeah, so Mike, actually, this is the first time I've had any issues in a long time with Pocket Pennant Run. So I definitely have to get this off to Craig, because it looks like they fixed one bug, the gapper hit, but again, the game is still in its infancy. So I'm going to stop the screen share for a minute so that I can reshare for the sound. Okay. No, I get where you're coming from, Mike. You know, I think. For some people, it's going to be allowing the game to mature. I think that's good. I play so many games of it. I really don't know what happens there. But if I did it 3 times, it might be, maybe there's something corrupt in the database or something. I'm not sure. All right, let's set this computer line up here for the Boston Braves. And who was it? Dick Rudolph was pitching on this one, right? Since I haven't actually started the season, I could have just done this as an exhibition, I guess. Okay. And here we go. Let's make Philadelphia the home team. Wrong Philadelphia. I almost picked the wrong Philadelphia. Jeez. All right. And, okay, either that or my computer is being weird. Nope, it's fine. Okay. So let's play. All right, and we're going to have will be the human manager in case people want to manage these Phillies. Okay, computer lineup, and then we'll view our opponent, and we're ready to go. So for those expecting to see Pocket Pennant Run, sorry, I'm going to change this, except it crashed 3 times. Sorry, Craig, but truth in advertising, man. and frowny face. All right, we got it. All right. So welcome to opening day, Braves Field. The Philadelphia Phillies will take on the Boston Braves. Be Grover Cleveland Alexander against Dick Rudolph. And Alexander, what a monster season for him in 1915. 31 wins, 10 losses, 1.22 earned run average. Dick Rudolph for the second place Boston Braves, 22-19, 237. Let's do it.
Play ball.
Starting defense for the Philadelphia Phillies in left field, Sherry McGee. In center, Fred Snodgrass, a very, very famous name in baseball history. Go back to the 1912 World Series and find out why. In right field, Herbie Moran. We saw him make that outfield assist or that outfield play to gun down Dave Bancroft in pocket pennant run before the crash. At first base, Butch Schmidt. At second, Johnny Evers, toward the end of his career now. Hall of Famer Rabbit Moranville. And Red Smith at third, behind the plate. Hank Gowdy, no relation to Kurt, I don't think. Dick Rudolph on the mound. Leading things off here, first baseman Fred Lutterus, who in 1915 hit .315 with 7 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Rudolph deals, and this one, base hit up the middle. Snodgrass gets it quickly back in, and Lutterus is aboard. Lutterus, not much of a base stealer. In 1915, only stole 9. Hey, Cousin Ken. Yeah, pocket pennant run crashed 3 times. We were doing, Bernie picked a another Beatles bait and switch. Hey, Chris is back in PA. Nice. So yeah, Bernie picked, he wanted to see 1915 Philadelphia Phillies, cousin. And so we were starting opening day, which is what we're doing here, same schedule and everything, and pocket pennant run. And 3 times it crashed, like just boom on the same thing. And I was looking at the coding in Python, and it was apparently the game was looking for something that wasn't existing. So I don't know if that's a dead ball crash or not. I didn't want to take a chance. I'm going to test it offline after this is over, or however many games we play of whatever is over. And I'm going to see, it might be a problem with the dead ball database. I tend to not play as much dead ball and pocket pennant run. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but he's definitely getting a bug report. So 3 times, man. Boom, boom, boom. So Chris is home. Nice. All right. Here's Possum Witted now. Again, everybody loves him for his nickname, but a pretty capable player. 281 average in 1915, a home run, 43 runs batted in. All right. Rudolph has a sign from Hank Gowdy. He's ready to twirl it in. 0-1 pitch. This one bunted out in front of the plate by Witted. Schmidt will field, firing on to Johnny Evers, covering for the 2-4 putout. And on the play, Fred Lutterus will go to second. So here's, again, dead ball baseball's home run king, Gavy Kravitz, 24 home runs, 115 runs batted in. Rudolph deals, and Kravitz, bouncer up the first base line. Schmidt will underhand to Rudolph, covering. So 2 away here in the top of the first for Philadelphia. Lutterus just 90 feet away, and here's Beals Becker. Rudolph brings it. Becker swings, and this one line to center, and Snodgrass making a nice catch. All right, so the Phillies manage a hit, and that is all. We go to the bottom of the first. Philadelphia Phillies nothing, and the Boston Braves coming to bat. Starting defense here for these Phillies in left field, it's Beals Becker. In center, Possum Witted. And right, Gavy Kravitz. At first base, Fred Lutterus. Second, Bert Niehoff. At shortstop, Hall of Famer Dave Bancroft. At third, Hall of Famer Bobby Byrne. Catching is Reindeer Bill Killefer, and on the mound, one of the greatest of all time, Grover Cleveland Alexander. No, but you have to worry about other things with cards and dice. So, Robert, that'll have to be our second debate. I love cards and dice baseball, but there's inherent issues there as well. Definitely. There are limitations unless you're a very wealthy person to what you can do with cards and dice baseball, I think. If you're a strat player, you're at the mercy of what seasons they decide they want to sell. So, yeah, but I do get it, right? Cards and dice don't crash. That is very, very true. And I love it. I just don't have the room to play it. So I like digital. And sometimes I want to manage against an AI. I don't want to have to make those judgment calls But I know that games like Inside Pitch and others do kind of mitigate that. But I love it. I love it. I just think that cards and dice baseball for me right now, it's just not practical. So I do this. And besides, I started playing digital baseball, and like most of you guys, I didn't start with cards and dice. So while I love it, I started with Earl Weaver baseball. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, here's Sherry McGee to lead it off. But love them both. I think they're great. And once I have more room, then I'll be doing more cards and dice. Alexander Deals 1-0 pitch, and Sherry McGee blooper. But Dave Bancroft, that play actually was a little bit harder than it looked. One up and one down now. Here's Johnny the Crab Evers. So Evers, again, in the twilight of his career in 1915, 263 average back then with 22 runs batted in and a home run. Alexander Deals to Evers. This one chopped up the third base line. Bobby Byrne makes the long throw across the diamond. And plenty of time to retire the Crab. 2 up, 2 down for Fred Snodgrass. And again, you can read about Fred Snodgrass in the 1912 World Series. It's a Fred Merkle type story. Snodgrass in 1915, a 278 hitter with 9 runs batted in. Alexander Deals, and Alexander rings them up. So we go to the top of the second, and we're scoreless here in Philadelphia. And Dave Beauty Bancroft will lead things off. Here's the pitch. Bancroft cuts on this one. Fly ball to left. Sherry McGee ranges to his left and pulls it down. So one away here, and it brings up Bert Niehoff. Niehoff, a 238 hitter, 2 home runs, 49 ribbies for him. Rudolph brings it home. 0-2 pitch, bounding ball to third. Smith up with it, over to Schmidt. So Smith to Smith, really. And 2 down. Here's Reindeer Bill Killa for the catcher, 238, with 24 runs batted in for him. Rudolph deals. Killa for swings. Should be a 1-2-3 inning. Schmidt feeding to Rudolph for the 3-1 putout, and that retires the side. Bottom of the second. We're scoreless here in Boston. Red Smith will lead things off here. Hank Gowdy waits on deck. So I don't think cards and dice rule, not at all. But I think cards and dice, I think they're excellent. I think they both have their pros and cons. I really, really do. So why? And I'll tell you, because I don't want to kick off a pissing match here or anything like that. So because I don't do a lot of season replays, cards and dice, so games like Pocket Pennant Run, if I wanted to play a cards and dice and I wanted to print off all these cards, I could do that. Or if I had lots of money, Status Pro or whatever, I could do what Dwayne does, of course, as long as I have the season. Status Pro, you do have all the seasons, of course, for in Digital Diamond Baseball. But because I don't do season replays, to do the things that I want to do, like a Ned McGreevy League, for instance, which some of you were part of, that would be really, really, really expensive in a cards and dice game. Plus, I can't do things in a cards and dice game in something like that, like normalizing to an era, trying different sorts of experiments. So in that respect, that's a big miss for me for cards and dice. I think cards and dice I look at it the way Bernie looks at it, I think, and the way I used to play it when I was playing a lot, and I played a lot of Status Pro as an undergrad and played some APA and played a little bit of Strat as well, is it was fun to play head-to-head against a person, play a series of game, have some fun, drink a few. Well, we're at the student union, so we couldn't drink beers, but you know what I mean. But for what I like to do, cards and dice is really an impractical type of thing. If you have something like the Bats set, like Ken had, is great. And yeah, you can. So Clinton Park says he's got Ned McGreevy to work in Status Pro. Yeah. So games like that, but you're still doing a digital component, which is nice. I think cards and dice baseball is excellent, but I do not believe it rules. He says there's no better feeling than rolling dice and moving cards around except just pointing and clicking all day long. I don't think you're pointing and clicking all day long. I'm not managing against an AI, but where I like this, and again, I think Pocket Pennant Run, I'm having fun going back looking up charts, Robert, so it does bring me back to my as a graduate student. I had no time to play like any cards and dice baseball. You guys that have done graduate degrees, you know what that's like. Say goodbye to your life, right? But as an undergrad, plenty of time, man, and it brings me back. So it is a cool nostalgia kick with my with my best friends at the at the Student Union building at Penn State, and playing cards and dice baseball. Loved it, and I still love cards and dice baseball. But I like maybe point and clicking. To me, I don't think about it like that, but rather I feel, because I'm not looking at charts, and here we go, not to get off into another tangent, but this open-ended closed-engine thing, I don't give a shit. I really, really don't, because a real manager isn't rolling dice, and I'm not rolling dice. But largely for me, I could take this season right now that I'm doing in Action PC Baseball, and I can, change history just by saying, all right, we're going to move 1915, but we're going to normalize it to another year. I can't do that in Cards and Dice Baseball. What's on that card is it. Yeah. So but yeah, I get the clicking all day, the visceral feeling of the dice. That's awesome. What I'm looking for is a baseball experience, and in that way, both of them give me that. But you know what? FedEx doesn't pay well enough, and my Magic business isn't ready to go yet for me to spend a fortune on having lots of seasons. So if I wanted to do something like McKeever, Clinton's thing is nice. If I wanted to roll a McKeever league, yeah, I could do it with Status Pro and Digital Diamond Baseball. That I could do. Another way I could do it is if I had the cards for the Appa Bats set, I could do something like a McKeever league, make it a draft league. But if those two weren't available, let's say I was a strat player, I would have to hope they would have an all-time great franchise set that draws upon enough of players from that time period that I could do it. But here I can pretty much this and an Out of the Park Baseball and others. I can say I want to set something up, and I can do it. And I can, I think that there's more freedom. And I guess that's why I like it. If I was a season replay guy, I think I would be more on board with the cards and dice rule, but I think they both have their merits. So, I don't agree with you, Robert. I hear this a lot. So I'm going to highlight this. AI has a habit of cheating. I don't agree. I really, really don't. Not saying that there aren't games, and I'm not talking about baseball games, but other games. It was very, very famous, the Civilization series. They even said the AI will cheat. But there are, I don't. I think that comes from, so if the AI cheats, I'll ask you this. If the AI cheats, in every season replay that I've done with Out of the Park Baseball, and I can't really speak to this one, Out of the Park Baseball, they've come out right. They've come out as they should be, even with my human intervention. I don't buy it, with all due respect, my friend. I really, really don't. I know you can say the dice don't cheat. They don't, unless you're playing with a sleight of hand artist. Then, of course. But I don't think so. I mean, maybe I think this is a subject for a baseball chin wag. I think it'd be fun. I mean, and obviously we're a good civilized community. But if you're going to say, well, the AI cheats, show me. Show me where. If you set everything up right in a good digital baseball sim, the AI doesn't have to cheat. And behind, it's using algorithms anyhow. It's just one of the differences is there's more possible play outcomes in a digital baseball game. And let's face it, how many play outcomes are there in baseball, right? But you have more than just those slots. Am I knocking cards and dice? No, I love it. I literally don't have the room. And again, for what I do, cards and dice is eminently impractical. It just really is. You're wrong, Robert. You are absolutely wrong, man. I'm sorry. This is what I wish Mike Garland was here to talk about it more technically. But to each his own. At the end of the day, like I said, I don't want to be in a pissing match here. I don't think I think, in fact, Robert, of every digital baseball game I've played, the one that plays dead ball baseball perfectly out of the rip without doing a damn thing is Out of the Park Baseball. Okay, prove it, man. Some night, come on and prove it that it's a gaming AI. I would love to see it. I would love to see your proof, man. I really would. Not tonight, but I would love to. It's too late now, but I'd love to see your proof, man. I really, really would. Rainer Newman says, with you Beatles, a sim like Action PC is beyond better in Cards and Dice. He says he started with Cards and Dice in 80, but he won't go back. And see, I started digitally, and then got into Cards and Dice afterwards. I think they're both amazing. And I'm not looking for exactness. I want it to be believable. And I think that's where Bernie Strom and I, we've had this talk about digital baseball versus, I'm going to use the term analog baseball. Again, Dave Gardner famously says, once you roll the dice, once you click the mouse, you're already in fantasy. You're already in fiction anyhow. So I could let this thing run, see how 1915 plays out, the whole thing. I can do it in Out of the Park Baseball. I can do it in all of them. But I can go to backtobaseball.com and just then it's going to play out exactly, as long as it's believable, right? And I think we can agree on that. Fall Classic Baseball, Robert says, has a normalization system. That's great. That's awesome. But as far as the AI cheating, I'm really interested to see. I'm really interested to see your proof. I really, really am. So, but yeah, I don't have the room. I really, really don't. You hit the nail on the hammer, says Clinton Parks. But I also don't have the except for doing Status Pro baseball, right? And you can print your own Status Pro baseball cards now from Digital Diamond Baseball. Guys, I am not a wealthy man to be able to do the kinds of things that I want with a Cards and Dice game, other than at this point Status Pro Baseball, where I can say, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to create a league of an 8-team league of players in baseball, very good to Hall of Famers that have never been in a World Series. Okay, now what is that going to cost me if I'm buying APA cards, Strat cards, Fall Classic? What's that going to cost me? It's going to cost me a lot more than firing up something like, Digital Diamond. But then I'm stuck playing this. Because all the Status Pro seasons are carded for that game, and the game cards them, right? So I can do that. So I don't like that limitation. But to roll up a game of Cards and Dice, look, when I was doing Pocket Pennant Run, I'd rather do like Dwayne does and have a webcam down on my hands, drop them in a dice tower and just click the results. Ultimately, that is how I want to play Pocket Pennant Run. But it's not feasible. And I'm not largely interested. I'm not really that interested in doing season replays. Just not. Secret of McGreevy, he plays the cards as pure Cards and Dice. Yep, remember, use the exact year for the player. Game rules don't change. Don't use Digital Diamond. Use ball score instead. Awesome. We use the exact year for the player, but we normalized Clinton to 1900 National League. So there was that little extra that we did do. So Robert's offering what might be okay. And it did not all because the AI cheats. Again, I'm going to go ahead and continue on with the game. We can have this discussion. I would like to have this discussion. I think, to be fair, I want to have this discussion also with somebody here that's also been a long time Out of the Park player, because we have touched on this before. And you're talking about So let's see. And that's with Out of the Park 17. All right. So I don't know if you played Out of the Park 2020 or 25, but they have worked hard on the AI. I've never had that instance, and I've been playing it since the first one. But Sean has had the same thing. Well, my 1961 Yankees sucked, and I think it was Out of the Park Baseball. I don't know. I would have to. We'll get into a deeper discussion about it, my friend. At the end of the day, we love what we love. I love cards and dice baseball, but it's no room, and it's really not feasible for me to do what I want. And I don't want to be stuck to just one game if I can help it. So it's all good. All right, back to the game. Here is Red Smith, a pitch by Alexander. This one grounded up the middle. Letteris has it, takes it on the bounce, and he will go to first. Take that one 3 unassisted for the out. And here's catcher Hank Gowdy. All right, Alexander deals. Gowdy swings. This one a slow little hopper to Bert Niehoff, but Gowdy able to beat it out, and he is safe. I'll say one thing that's really cool about cards and dice. So cards and dice allows your imagination to work, and I love that, right? Because like Robert, when I'm watching you do a game of Inside Pitch, or I'm watching David Baseball Demos doing a cards and dice game, or Al Red Sox fan, or you guys that play cards and dice, right? When Clinton used to, when he used to broadcast, my mind, right? I could watch, I could see. It's one of the reasons why I love, even though it's not cards and dice, why I love Baseball for Windows with Ernie Harwell, because I can be doing something else and I can hear the game, but I can see the players. So when you're talking about, it's a deep drive to center field, he's going back. My mind, just like I'm reading a book, right? I have to create that imagery. So, in that respect, I think cards and dice are amazing. It's like reading a book. Do you remember the Choose Your Own Adventure books? I just ordered one from Amazon. It's new, by the way. It's this big mammoth, 3 volumes, each like 1,500 pages, kind of big, infinite replayable thing. So looking forward to that. There's no movie that's better than a book. If a movie's based on a book, if you've read The Godfather movies are great, but the book's infinitely better. Lord of the Rings, infinitely better than the movies, and Peter Jackson did a great job. Cards and dice does give you that. So if you're watching MLB The Show, MLB The Show leaves nothing to the imagination. Let's face it. In fact, I was fooled. It was in 2020. Whoever does the Mets broadcasts, they were during the pandemic. Obviously, this was before there was good. They decided, okay, we're going to have a shortened season, and they were actually broadcasting Mets baseball using MLB The Show. And I'm like, holy shit! Wait a minute. Okay, that's a game. Leaves nothing to the imagination. But you guys are right in that respect. You take a Paradise. You got some charts, and everything's got to happen up in the old gray matter. And I love that. No better graphics than the gray matter. I don't care how good computer games get to look. There's nothing more immersive than a book. And I think cards and dice in that respect rules. All right. Let's move on here, though. Hey, Doug Hunt, welcome in. Tony M, welcome in. He says, really enjoying learning more about this game. Seems like a tremendous value and fun to play, especially for the baseball did exist before the 1990 crowd. Thank you, Tony. Another one. Yes. Thank you. Awesome sauce. I'll read them, Robert. I'm not going to, but am I going to say, okay, you're right? No, I still would like us to have that discussion. And I think it would be a fun baseball chin wag. And the nice thing about it is we are always civil about it in this community. So looking forward to it, guys. I know I'm in the minority here of preferring digital baseball to cards and dice. And that's cool, man, because we are also together here because we love baseball and love the history of the game, its tactics, its strategy, and how we choose to experience it. And we make it what we want. We hate all the rules that are going on, the rule changes, the limited pickoffs. We can have baseball, whether it's cards and dice or digital, the way we want it. So Tony M here talking about pre-1990 baseball. Damn right. I mean, here we are in 1915. I can play in 1915 and love it. And somebody'd say, why are you playing in 1915? That's crappy old baseball. I'm going to go play 2005. Good. Go play 2005, man. We both still love the game. So, yeah, I think that's cool. Clinton says now I won't. This is turning into a chin wag here. So maybe, Clinton says, no, I won't lie. If you're going to play digital, get your fanny back to digital. to digital mind than a PC. I think you mean, I don't know if you mean digital diamond or diamond mine. Oh yeah, how about it? So cousin, would you agree? Let me get this up here from Ken. Oh, hey, no, I'm not more wrong, Robert. But thank you for the love and back at you, my brother. All right. Ken says, cousin, would you agree that generally creative folks are better attuned to cards and dice than PC? That, yeah, that I would say is true. And again, so Ken, you've heard my reason. My reasoning has nothing to do with creativity. It has everything to do with finances. I have a good paying job with FedEx, right? But until I'm doing magic again the way I did full time, I can't immerse myself in cards and dice in the way I want to, because then I'll be able to afford it. But I think you're right, because again, I think that the imagination creates it. I remember playing even solo, back as an undergrad, man, and bringing in, and I would get all the weird stares from the frat boys and shit, and I'm sitting there just at the table because maybe my friends were off to class, and I'm sitting at the student union building and I'm rolling up dice, man. And okay, Diamond Mind, you're welcome, Clinton. It doesn't stream well, Clinton, but I play it a lot offline. I love Diamond Mine baseball. Anyhow, pausing the game here. We'll pretend it's a rain delay, even though it's sunny here in Boston. All right. But no, you're right, Ken, because for me, as a creative person, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, and a sleight of hand artist as well. I do all those things. I'm a singer. I write. I do. I love that. That's why I prefer reading. I hate audiobooks, guys. I hate them. And you know why? For the same reason that Robert said about clicking a mouse. So I get where he's coming from on that level. To me, listening to an audiobook is like what Robert doesn't like about playing digital baseball sims, clicking a mouse. There's something visceral, right, about holding a physical book. And I refuse to use Kindle. I refuse. I won't use a Kindle or anything like that. I want to hold a real book. I want to turn pages. I want to be immersed. I want to have that inner dialogue with the author, whether I'm reading The Lord of the Rings or I'm looking over here right now, a cool book that I just picked up called The Invention of Murder, which looks really cool, or a good nonfiction book like On the Plantagenet Line of Kings, right? As a magician, as a sleight of hand artist, I learn from books. And if you guys have ever seen professional magic books, not the crap you buy like the mass market, I'm talking about stuff written for people who do this stuff, either as a serious hobby or professionally. These are big books. And a lot of times your hands are in a weird position holding a deck of cards a certain way or whatever it is you're doing. And you start to learn to make these kinds of techniques to how to turn a page while you're holding a deck of cards in a way that your fingers and hands weren't really designed to do. I prefer books to movies, even though I love movies. I have yet to see a movie that is like, oh my God, this is better than the book. It's never happened. Never happened. So Robert, you and I are on the same page there. The visceral thing, Ken, Robert, you mentioned that. Ken, you're right. I love that. When I was sitting at the student union, I'm rolling those dice. Lou Gehrig, I could see Lou Gehrig hit that line drive home run. I saw it. Even though, so for me, when I would play cards and dice, guys, I think it's the same for you guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right, so your physical sight, you are seeing the dice rolling. You are looking at the card to get the play outcome, or if you have to look at a chart. But there's the other mind, right? Whatever you want to call it, in your mind's eye. Robert, right? Let me ask you this. So Robert, so Robert and I, right? So Robert, when you're rolling dice, and let's say you're playing inside pitch, would I be correct in saying that while you're seeing that the digital, right, you're doing the checks that you're doing and you're looking to play result, but you're seeing what that hitter did. You're seeing what that pitcher did. You're seeing that game unfold. And in that respect, cards and dice will beat digital baseball hands down every day, all day. In that respect, I completely agree. Old Pete ain't tired, man. Old Pete can pitch for days. Old Pete can pitch for days. Hank Gowdy on at first. Welcome in, Sean. Good to see you. All right, Alexander deals. Oh, the throw down. This one is going to get by Bancroft. Bad throw there by Reindeer Bill. So score that one in E2. And Hank Gowdy ends up at third base. One down here in the bottom of the second inning. And Boston is threatening. Butch Schmidt back in the box now. Schmidt, a 251 hitter in 1915. Alexander wheels and deals. Schmidt swings, and this one's going to be a gapper into right. Gowdy comes home. Schmidt heading for second, and Possum Whitted is headed for the tavern. Schmidt is going to go for three. The throw, the tag by Bobby Byrne, and it's an RBI triple for Butch Schmidt. And so funny how we talk about what you see. Then we saw that little graphic anomaly there. Kind of fun stuff. But anyhow, for me, that triple that Butch Schmidt hit, my mind's eye, even though I'm looking at these graphics, I'm seeing a hitter tearing around the bases, hitting a triple. And I'm not really seeing, I'm seeing it for the broadcast saying, oh, he's waiting. But no, Butch Schmidt, man, he's turned on the Jets, gone to third. And for me, it's real. So, yeah, it's cool. All right, Rabbit Moranville, Boston 1-0 lead here, still one out. Butch Schmidt at third. Moranville, not known for a stick, but a superb defensive fielder. 244 hitter in 1915, 2 home runs, 43 runs batted in for Moranville. Pete Alexander from the stretch, the 0-2 pitch. Moranville bounces this one to second, and Lutters will go to Alexander, and that retires the side. No, it does not retire the side. It does not retire the side, so the underhand is out. But Schmidt will come in to score, so it's 2-0 Boston. Philadelphia won this game 3-0 in the actual 1915. All right, here's Herbie Moran now, the right fielder. Boston leads 2-0. Alexander brings it. Moran grounds it back to the bump. And on to Fred Lutteris for the final out of the inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. We've played 2 here. And Boston, and it's the Boston Braves 2 and the Philadelphia Phillies 0. So Bobby Byrne will lead things off here for Boston. I'm sorry, for Philadelphia. I'm looking at this over here. So it'll be Byrne, Alexander, and then top of the order, and Fred Lutteris. Bobby Byrne, 209 hitter, 21 ribbies in 1915. The Philadelphia Phillies, the National League champions that year. 0-2 pitch. And drop third strike, Gowdy fires on to Butch Schmidt for out number 1. So Dick Rudolph picks up his first strikeout. And here's old Pete, hit 169 with home run and 8 runs batted in. So unlike Walter Johnson, Grover Cleveland Alexander, not one of the better hitting pitchers of his time. Rudolph deals to Alexander. Alexander swings. Routine grounder. The Crab up with it on to Butch Schmidt. So score that one 4-3, 2 away very quickly here as we go back to the top of the batting order for the Philadelphia Phillies. And Fred Lutteris, his last time up, he lined a single to center. So that's been the Philadelphia Phillies' lone hit of the game. Dick Rudolph winds and deals, 2-0 pitch. And this one, hard line drive single straight up the middle. So Lutteris, a perfect 2 for 2 today. And here's Possum Whitted batting with 2 away. Whitted sacrificed Lutteris last time up. Rudolph deals. Whitted swings. This one high and deep. Snodgrass back against the wall. Makes the grab for the final out. So the Philadelphia Phillies, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Braves lead the Phillies 2-0. So what happened? PPR, really weird, Doug. The game's been running like a champ. This was the first time I tried to play dead ball with the game since the most recent patch, and it crashed 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. 3 times on the same play. So, so that's what's going on there. Even if it's a problem with dead ball, it's got to be fixed. So I expect that from games, though. It's going to happen. Especially something that's still, and it's a pretty ambitious game. It's not a little game by any stretch of the imagination. But what's nice is it does have a nice recovery on it. Just like if this game would crash, I can go right back to this situation and I'm there. So same thing with Pocket Pennant Run, but I got tired of it crashing. All right, Dick Rudolph will lead things off, and back at the top of the order for Boston, Sherry McGee and Johnny Evers. Dick Rudolph, a 198 hitter. Here's the pitch. 0-1. Long fly ball to center field. Whitted makes the catch. One away. Back at the top of the order now, Sherry McGee, who popped a short back in the first, steps in. Bats from the right-hand side. Alexander deals. 0-1 pitch. Liner into the gap. Into right center. McGee on his way to second. Kravitz having trouble getting to that ball. Finally does get it. They're going to give McGee the double. So Kravitz out there, good strong arm, decently rated right fielder, but a little tricky bump out there by that gate there you can see in right center field. So McGee on in scoring position, and here comes Johnny Evers now. So Boston looking for more. 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. Johnny Evers is 0-for-1, grounded to third, back in the first. Alexander sets and deals. Evers swings. This one deflects off the mound. Bancroft heads up play, fires on to Lutterus for out number 2. Nowhere for Sherry McGee to go. So fun play. All right, here comes Fred Snodgrass now. Snodgrass struck out back in the first. 3-1 pitch. Snodgrass lays off. So Alexander not looking terribly sharp right now. First walk he has given up. And here's Red Smith. Red Smith grounded to first, back in the second. 2 away, 2 on for Boston. 2-2 pitch. And Alexander rings him up. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. 3 in the books here in Boston. And it's 2-0. Yeah, right, exactly. Unless you're driving a car. You don't have to worry about crashing when you play cards and dice, unless you're driving a car. This is good. All right, so it crashed on you in 2024. Ken said it crashed 4 times in 1980. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Good to, yes, Clinton, there is a way to throw your own dice and pocket Pennant run and still use the Excel game. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. You can do it. So that part isn't going to crash. I'll show you after this. All right, Gabby Kravitz due up. Beals Becker and Beauty Bancroft. Dick Rudolph deals. Kravitz swings. And this one hit out to left. And this one's going to go all the way to the wall. Gabby Kravitz trying for 2, and he's got it easy. So leadoff double here for the Philadelphia Phillies. And the tying run comes to the plate in the personage of Beals Becker. So Beals Becker, 11 home runs in 1915. Line to center his last time up. Philadelphia looking to get back in this ball game. We're in the middle innings here. Rudolph deals. Becker swings. Little bunt to Rudolph, who fires on to Johnny Evers covering. And on the play, Gabby Kravitz, sacrifice, will move to third. All right, here's Beauty Bancroft. Just needs to put it somewhere in play. Kravitz should be able to score and get a tally up here for the Quakers. Rudolph deals. Bancroft cuts on the 1-2 pitch. Base hit into right center. Snodgrass plays it on the hop. And Gabby Kravitz will come in to score, and Philadelphia gets one back here in the top of the fourth. 2-1 here, opening day 1915. And here's Bert Niehoff now, the second baseman, who grounded to third, back in the second. Bancroft, only 15 steals in 1915. Gowdy with the signs. Rudolph has one he likes. Checks the runner, throws over. Bancroft safe on a close call there. Schmidt with the tag. Bancroft getting the index finger right on the sack just in time. 1-2 pitch. Niehoff sends this one. Little dribble up to first. Schmidt will take it to the bag himself. Niehoff is retired for the second out of the inning. Bancroft at second as Reindeer Bill Killefer steps in. The Philadelphia catcher grounded to first, back in the second. Rudolph deals. Killefer swings, and this one going to be line drive, base hit all the way to the wall. Killefer with an RBI double, and the Philadelphia Phillies tied up here in the top of the fourth. So Bernie picking a hell of a good team here, these 1915 Philadelphia Phillies. All right, it's 2-2 now for Hall of Famer Bobby Burns. Struck out his first time up. Killefer at second. Killefer just 5 steals, so really not going anywhere. Rudolph deals. And Bobby Byrne bloops this one to the crab. Johnny Evers will take it for the final out of the inning. But the Philadelphia Phillies tied up 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. The bottom of the fourth we go here in Boston at Braves Field. And we are knotted at 2. We mentioned Ricky Henderson earlier. May his memory be eternal. Also Rocky Colavito. This is sort of like when Groucho Marx died, right? Everybody forgot that because Elvis Presley had died, right? Or Princess Diana, and it was like, oh yeah, and by the way, Mother Teresa died, in the same week. So also memory eternal to Rocco Colavito. All right. Hank Gowdy, but Ricky Henderson, 65 years old, was it? I think it was 64, 65 years old. Don't know what he died of, but gone way too soon. And I mentioned last night's broadcast, when I think of Ricky Henderson, I always think of just this great young athlete. I can't wrap myself around Ricky Henderson not being with us anymore. It's very bizarre. I never saw Colavito play. I'm not old enough. I don't know if anybody here is old enough to have seen Rocky Colavito play, but what a player he was. He was a great player. But there's no denying the greatness of the Man of Steel. And baseball diminished by the loss of both these guys, actually. All right. Let's continue on. You wanted me to sacrifice, and he did. So you saw, okay. So Bernie and Bart both saw Colavito play. I'd love to hear some stories about Colavito. I mean, I know what I've read. He could tattoo the ball. All right, Hank Gowdy is 1 for 1 in this game as we continue. Infield single back in the second. Alexander deals. Gowdy sends this one high and deep to right. A little too high, not deep enough. Gabby Travis gets it in front of the wall. And as Clinton Parks will tell you, but I will go ahead and tell you as well, when I'm doing dead ball games, I don't mention warning track because there wasn't any in the dead ball era. So ignore this. It's not there. This would have been green all the way to the wall. All right. Here's Butch Schmidt. He's 1 for 1, 1 down. And he had that RBI triple that scored Hank Gowdy. That was back in the second and gave Boston its first run. Alexander deals to Schmidt, and Schmidt tattoos this one into right center, and it's another double. So Butch Schmidt on board, 1 away. Tony M., if you're still here and if you're new to Action PC Baseball, one of the features I love about it is if you mouse over any of the innings, you get a summary of what happened in the inning. I love the fact you can do that in game. So you don't, like every other digital baseball game I've seen, you actually have to go to another screen. And I think this is super, super cool. Maybe my favorite, this and the batter pitcher analysis tool, and this probably my 2 favorite features of Action PC Baseball. Rabbit Moranville, nothing for 1. He grounded to first and scored Butch Schmidt. So 1 away from Moranville. Alexander peers in, has the sign. One more look there. Schmidt, not a threat to steal. Here's the pitch. And the throw down, I say he's not a threat to steal, and he's caught stealing. So Schmidt having some delusions of grandeur, cut down by Reindeer Bill. So 2 outs, bases empty. Moranville back in the box. The 0-1 pitch. And Rabbit Moranville cut and a miss. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the 5th. We are knotted up at 2. So Ricky died of pneumonia. Wow, 2. Yikes. A random human says here, sad thing about Ricky is if he were a 22-year-old rookie today, they tell him not to steal and just swing as hard as he can every at bat. Ricky Henderson was the definitive baseball player. Ricky was amazing, and when you combine that power, that speed, the good eye, I mean, Ricky was great. I realized, we talk about Ricky bragging it up and stuff like that, but Ricky walked the walk, right? He talked the talk and he walked the walk. One of the greatest baseball players of all time. Absolutely right. So, all right. And to the guys who got to see Rocky Colavito play, I think that's awesome. All right, here's Grover Cleveland Alexander. He is nothing for 1. Grounded to second his last time up. Dick Rudolph has the sign. 1-2 pitch. And this one swinging and a miss by old Pete. And Dick Rudolph picks up strikeout number 2 here in the top of the 5th. So 1 down, we go back to the top of the order. And the first baseman, Fred Lutteris. He singled twice in this game. Rudolph brings it. Lutteris swings. Not going to be on the base paths this time. Easy fly ball to center field. Fred Snodgrass, can of corn. So quickly 2 outs here in the Phillies' 5th. And that will bring up the center fielder, Possum Whitted. Flew out his last time up. Rudolph brings it. Whitted swings on the 1-0 pitch and loops a base hit into right. So Whitted aboard. Let's look at his stolen base numbers. 24 steals in 1915. Brings up Gabby Kravitz now. Kravitz 1 for 2. Had a double last time. Rudolph deals. And this one popped behind the plate. And that will make the seats. All right, the count is full on Gabby Kravitz as Dick Rudolph throws to first. Whitted back. Rudolph comes home again. And Dick Rudolph misses. So Kravitz aboard. The Phillies mounting a little threat here in the top of the fifth. Possum Whitted at second. Gabby Kravitz trailing him at first. Bills Becker comes to the plate. As mentioned before, Bills Becker with 11 round trippers in 1915. Becker in this game, sacrifice and line to center. So Philadelphia trying to break it out here, break up this tie. Rudolph deals. Becker swings, lined into the gap, right center. Whitted will score on the Becker double. Kravitz rounds third, and he will score. Bills Becker picks up the 2 RBI triple. And the National League, or what will become the National League champion 1915 Philadelphia Phillies, now lead this game 4-2. So 2 outs still. Always loving to see triples in games. And here's Dave Beauty Bancroft. RBI single back in the fourth. Dick Rudolph, let's see how he recovers after that big hit. Rudolph deals, and Bancroft bouncer to Evers, on to Schmidt to end the inning. But 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Philadelphia takes the lead. It's 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. All right, Robert, always good to see you, man. Take care. He's off to play some Arkham Horror. Guys, if you love Arkham Horror, go check out what Robert does. It's awesome. So, good stuff. So, Random Human says that if he's making greatest of all time team, he says, I don't know how I don't take Ricky Henderson and have him in the 1 spot. Again, got to agree. And definitely a threat at the plate. We're talking about Colavito when he played for Cleveland. Yeah. Rocco Colavito, man. All right. Herbie Moran grounded out. He is 0 for 1. And there'll be Dick Rudolph and Sherry McGee for Boston. Down 4-2 here in the 5th. Alexander, the 0-2 pitch. High fly ball. Possum Whitted reels the fish in. 1 up, 1 down now for Dick Rudolph here. Flew out to deep right center last time up. He swings. And this is going to be a fly ball, shallow right. Kravitz ranging toward the foul line and makes the catch in fair territory. So quickly 2 away now for one of my baseball heroes, Sherry McGee. Had a double his last time up. Alexander deals. McGee swings. And this one is going to get past Kravitz. Kravitz got to chase it to the wall. McGee's going to get 2, perhaps 3. Going for 3, but tagged by Bobby Byrne. Not in time. Triple for Sherry McGee here. So giving these Boston fans something to cheer about with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. And that brings up Johnny the Crab Evers. The Crab nothing for 2. He's grounded to third and to short. McGee cheating down the line. Alexander from the stretch in the 0-1. And this one, a bouncer up third. Bobby Byrne has it. This will retire the side as he fires under Fred Lutteris. So Boston threatens, but they do not score. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 5 in the books here in Philadelphia. 4-2 in favor of the Phillies. All right, it'll be Bert Niehoff to lead things off. Reindeer Bill Killefer and Bobby Byrne. Niehoff in the game has grounded to third and to first. Rudolph twirls it, 2-2 pitch. Bouncer to first. Butch Schmidt will take this one to the bag unassisted. 1 down. Reindeer Bill Killefer strides to the plate now. Philadelphia catcher grounded out, but RBI that scored Dave Bancroft. Rudolph deals. Chopper to second, and Evers with a little juggling act, but I think playing a little bluff game there, gets the throw on to Butch Schmidt. So nice try there, Johnny, but he makes the routine play anyhow. So 2 away, trying to catch the runner off guard a little bit. Showing off. Johnny saying, I'm at the end of my career, but I still got it. All right. And a great, great baseball mind, Johnny Evers. 2 times in this broadcast, I read a wonderful, it was a passage. It was the Johnny Evers was analyzing how to throw out a base runner. And I don't hear modern baseball players. The analysis from this was amazing. So if you have the book Tales from the Deadball Era, you'll find that that analysis by Johnny Evers in there. There's this weird misconception that all the dead ball guys were stupid, and that's not true. That is just not true. All right, here's Bobby Byrne. As we said, he's nothing for 2. 2 down here, top of the 6th. Rudolph deals to Byrne, and Bobby Byrne's going to have himself a base hit. So Byrne is aboard, and here comes Alexander. Now we're going to go here to cousin Ken. So Ken, you got 2 outs. Philadelphia had 4-2. Do you want to leave Alexander in there? He's not looking too sharp. You want to try to stack on some more runs? And let me see. So Clinton asking a question here. He asked me, do I want a weird trivia for 1915? Yeah, I do. He says the Phillies actually finished dead last for triples. They only had 39. That's wild. That's cool trivia. Thank you, Clinton. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and we'll just stay with old Pete. Here's the pitch. And Alexander bounces this to Evers. Evers will go to Moranville for the final out. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 4-2. Fred Snodgrass, batting in the 3rd slot, will lead things off for Boston. Number 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Snodgrass, Smith, and Gowdy. Snodgrass, nothing for 1, and he walked his last time up. Alexander deals. Fly ball to right, and Kravitz has it about 10 feet in front of the wall. So 1 away, and that will bring up Red Smith. Red Smith, last time up, he is nothing for 2. He whiffed against Alexander. Alexander, 3 strikeouts in the game. First pitch swinging, and this one lined hard to right. Kravitz playing it on the bounce, fires it into Niehoff in the infield. So Red Smith aboard. Red Smith, a sometimes steal threat. Brings up Hank Gowdy now, 1 for 2. Gowdy with an infield single back in the 2nd. And he swings, and this one out to right field. Gavith catches it. Looks like he might have trapped it, but the umpire ruling it's a catch. So 2 outs. Leaving Pete in. Absolutely. All right, Butch Schmidt having a good day here for Boston. He is 2 for 2, including an RBI triple and then a double back in the 4th. The lefty stands in against Grover Cleveland. Alexander, the great man, delivers. Schmidt swings in the first pitch, bounding ball to Niehoff, on to Fred Lutteris for the 4-3 putout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the top of the 7th here in Boston. Philadelphia Phillies lead here on opening day, 4-2. 56 degrees here in Boston. Sunny day, which is better than the 16 degrees here it is in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. All right, Fred Lutteris, 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles. He'll lead it off here for Philadelphia. Back at the top of the order, then Possum Whitted and Gabby Kravitz. Gowdy sets up. Rudolph brings it home. Rudolph, the red-nosed pitcher. Little bounding ball to Red Smith at 3rd. Long throw across the diamond. Close play at 1st. Fred Lutteris is going to beat it out. Infield single. Hit number 9 for the Phillies. And it brings up Possum Whitted. Looking bunt here. Smith in at 3rd. Schmidt in at 1st. Rudolph works to him. And Lutteris was on the move, so this one bunted. Schmidt has it, will throw to Evers. Sacrifice successful. Lutteris ending up in scoring position now. Philadelphia threatening here to add to their 4-2 lead. Gabby Kravitz, 1 for 2. Walked his last time up. Dick Rudolph is going to intentionally walk Kravitz to set up the 2-play. And here comes Beals Becker. He is 1 for 2. So Becker had an RBI triple that scored 2 RBI triple that scored Whitted and Gabby Kravitz. Rudolph brings it. Becker swings. Fly ball to right. Does it have the distance? It does not. So this one off the wall. Moran has it. This would be a 2-run double for Beals Becker. I've got to check my fielding right here. I might have this set too high. But anyhow, we have a 2-run double by Beals Becker. Philadelphia has broken it open here. And I think because the broadcast is going on here, I'm going to show a couple things. We're going to quick this one out to the end of the game. Don't normally do it, but 6-2. And yeah, good decision. So Philadelphia wins this one 6-2, 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. Braves, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For the Philadelphia Phillies, Beals Becker goes 2 for 3 with 4 runs batted in. Gabby Kravitz, 1 for 3 with a double and 2 walks. Fred Lutteris went 3 for 5 in the day. Butch Schmidt for Boston went 2 for 4 with a triple and a double, and Sherry McGee 2 for 4 also with a triple and a double. So 3 triples hit in this game, 2 by Boston, 1 by Philadelphia. Alexander gets the win. He ends up striking out 5 and walking 1, so not a dominant performance, but he'll take it. Dick Rudolph goes the distance but takes the loss, giving up 6 earned runs. Your player of the game is Pete Alexander. So a rather unremarkable start to this 1915 season that we may or may not revisit in the future. Phil's win. All right, so Clinton had asked a question, can you still play Pocket Pennant Run? So yeah, you can. Let's bring this up. So the nice thing about Pocket Pennant Run is you can use this software for anything you want. I'm just going to leave this up here as a backdrop for a moment. So obviously from over here, I'm just going to give anybody who's new to this game real quick. From here, you can, this is any teams that you've created are going to be over here. So you can see I have like the pre, this is the Appa Bats, the pre-1960. So there are the Braves and Cubs, got those done. So from there, from add team, I can create. All right. So going out of team management, the next thing that, of course, is stat facts. So this is a nice, quick, sort of very stripped down baseball reference type thing, which is really cool. Game sim is where you actually will set up. This is probably the most detailed part of this game, where you can actually have the computer make some decisions for relief pitchers and stuff like that. But these are from the teams that you've either created or imported or what have you. And then you just play the game out this way. So, but any way that you play the game, yeah, you can do it. So I'm going to show you this. Let's just go to quick play. Who knows? Maybe we can actually get through one here, or at least do a couple innings. All right, we're going to keep it in a more modern era here. All right, so let's do. Since the Phillies won, let's give them some love here. But we're going to make them the visiting team again. All right. So let's just put up the Phillies here just to show you the different ways that this can be played. Okay, and we'll have the Phillies. We will have the Phillies play the I don't know. Who don't we show in this team or this channel too? Well, how about the let's pick a White Sox team. What about the 2005 Chicago White Sox? Got to give them some love too, right? Okay, so we got them. Add teams. Do I want pitchers to hit? Hell yeah. Hell yes, I do. All right. So, of course, we know here we got to get our starter here and Steve Carlton. I'm going to leave the fatigue ratings alone because we are playing now modern baseball. And let me see. We need as close. How are you going to get it close to an analog? So let's start with a little better here with Freddie Garcia. So we'll start with him. Okay. And again, we're going to leave his fatigue rating alone. So you got your lineups. Now, at this point, Clinton, what you can do besides altering lineups and everything like that, you can save these lineups to the Green Fox spreadsheet, and then you can play the game in Green Fox if you want. Save them straight to XL. You can save these lineups to player cards, and you can also save these lineups to a score sheet, and then roll the dice. So you don't have to go any further than right here. Now, if you want to record outs, so what you can do here is when you go into game day, I can just right away, let's say I rolled a whatever on the dice. Let's see, whatever I rolled was a strikeout. Notice I didn't roll any dice here. Rolled them on the table, hit strikeout, and it recorded the out, and then batter up. And again, without rolling the dice, let's say this was a single. So I'm just going to select a single. Boom, there we go. So yeah, you don't need. So in other words, this is just a way to play the game. But if you want this to just create your score sheet and you want to actually do everything by pen and paper, you've got a nice looking score sheet to use with Pocket Pennant Run. Or again, we're imagining. I haven't rolled these dice, but I'm just pretending to roll dice. So next player up here. So, right, whoever it is. Again, I can keep doing batter up. So another way to play it, if you want to have the game keep that score. Let's start from here and let's do batter up, and let's just pretend that it's Pete Rose, okay? And I'm just going to roll the dice, and Pete Rose is going to ground into a 6-4-3 double play, okay? So again, I didn't even roll these, so there we go. And this is going to be a double play, 6-4-3, and Rose is out trying to beat the throw. There, I didn't roll the virtual dice at all, and the White Sox are up. So the only thing I'd really do if I were rolling cards and dice and I don't want to keep score by hand because the score sheet's doing it for me, it's just hit batter up. And then when you roll your dice, boom. If you're playing it in Green Fox, this does integrate well with Green Fox. In fact, with each patch, you'll see that it also is keeping up to date with Green Fox. Yeah, this is really, really cool. And in fact, I would say this: if there is a game, and there is obviously for me, because guys, I don't need a lot of room for this. I have a physical game, and I can bring out the charts if I want to, but I could just roll these 3 dice right here on my desktop and play this game. The thing is I don't have a webcam set up, so you guys would have to take my word for it. So instead, the dice are here. But yeah. So this game is an option for me. We're going to go ahead and close out of this. So thank you for not crashing, my friend. I'm just going to close it this way. So you do have you have a lot of options, but it's in this team management section. So if I go add team and create a team, right? I can I can add a team from the database, add a team from league sheets, or create a team. And if I go to create a team, well, here's what I can do, right? So I can go here, and so this is say Major League Baseball 1920 to 24, right? But I want to put Steve Carlton on my team. If I type 1980 and I do search player, and I just there we go. There's Steve Carlton. Select him. Boom. Now he's on whatever this team is that I'm going to create, and I can see his ratings. And I can print these cards. Okay, so I'm going to exit this because I want to. So you can also create a fantasy team. This is for strictly fictional things. I don't care about it. I don't click that button. You can research your teams up here. So I can look here at the 1940 Braves, load them up, and I don't think I can. So there's no stats because these aren't available for teams added through the custom add option. But from here, what I can do is I can print out the cards, do whatever I want, create these lineups, and ready to go. So I do print score sheets, play game day. Again, I can select from here and from here and whatever. So lots that you can do with this game. And you can see right here, if I do print player cards, if I select these teams, I can print the player cards. That being said, if you have access to this software, and you do, hey, there's Matt. Holy hell! So Matt, I've been featuring this game like crazy. Crashed, yeah. So Matt, yeah. We've had Craig in here a couple times. So guys, this is Matt McKeever. So he and Craig Harris are the developers of this superb game. And Matt, I don't know if you've seen any of my other broadcasts. I love this game, and the community here really, really likes it. And just going over against some more things that you can do with it. But yeah, so it was something weird, and it happened 3 times in a row. So do please go back. But guys, Matt and Craig have put together this fantastic baseball game that is awesome. All the stuff you can do with this is amazing. The physical game looks really nice too. The cards, the card stock, fantastic. Just great. So you know what? I'm gonna change this. I'm not gonna say accept to crash 3 times. I'm gonna just say something like Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. So because we got to give Matt some. Okay, Matt McKeever stopped by and looking into some issues because still got to be truthful, but good stuff. Good stuff. Let me see. Stop by to advise. There we go. All right. Anyhow, to advise on a crash. Let's do that. Because I don't want to be mean, but I don't want to be mean. Advise on a crash. All right. There we go. Anyhow, it's an excellent game. Excellent game. So Matt says, Craig turned me onto your channel, enjoying going through the archive. Thanks, man. It's mostly me just like, and all of us just talking and stuff, but thanks, man. Really, really, it's good to have, it's really, really good to have you here. And to be able to thank you as I was able to thank Craig. Seeing this evolve, and just absolutely astounding. Most of the guys that come here, Craig or Matt, are cards and dice players. And so, interestingly enough, earlier in this video, we were talking about the pros and cons of digital baseball, cards and dice baseball. What you guys have created here is a beautiful hybrid. That you know, as you know, with your game, you can just use this to just create score sheets and cards and roll it up completely, all the way to never having to put pen and paper, never having to roll dice, and everywhere in between. You can even input game results in this, guys. So I don't know. I think if you're a cards and dice player, for the price of Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, I don't know why you wouldn't buy it. I mean, again, whether it's the physical game, literally, it fits in the palm of your hand. It's take two poker-sized decks of cards, put them in your hand perpendicular to your fingers, your palm, whatever. That's the size of the box. And the card stock with the cards that come with it is incredible. I've told you guys, as a sleight of hand artist, I would use that card. I would use those cards for a magic effect if I could. They're that good. I don't know where they get their cards or who prints them, but boy, are they nice. So Clinton here saying to Matt McKeever, he says, Matt, my box came in a couple of days ago. This is the one thing I was wondering about, and I can roll the dice, move the players in the PC, and keep the score sheet in the background. Cool. Yep. So, you know, it is a cards and dice game. At its heart, it's a cards and dice game. I still have version 2 on here. Version 2 is a lot of fun. You guys have seen what Dave Gardner has done. He's taken the ratings here from these, well, not these players, but whatever. And for the 1979 season, he did everything. Put them into Digital Diamond Baseball. Digital Diamond Baseball, it's a system agnostic game, as you know, but there are specific, some specific syntax that used by different games, including Pocket Pennant Run, included in Digital Diamond Baseball. So, so this fits what's required. Just don't have the charts in front of me. So, Clinton, the other thing I'll show you really quickly, I don't know if you saw this. I'm going to go to their website and show you something super, super cool. These are nice. These are really nice. And so I had to buy both of these. Let's go to the shop. Let's go to the game mats. These are nice looking. I'm going to bring this over so you can see it. All right. Talk about nice. These are nice neoprene mats. They'll last you forever. So you got your rare plays. They have one for the modern era, what they define as the modern era, so 1920 forward. And I can go ahead and close the that site. There we go. So there you go. This is for the modern era. So you've got all, and if you're just rolling up cards and dice, there's your rare play. So guys, if you bought the game, so either way, if you buy the print and play PDF, or again, if you buy the physical game, you have access to the Pocket Pennant Run software. So the Pocket Pennant Run software is not the totality of this game. This game is at its heart and soul. It's a cards and dice game. Okay. But it offers so much more. You can create your own players. You can edit any players, and which will, of course, affect the cards. So if you disagree with something, if you think something is not rated properly, well, guess what? Matt and Craig actually give you the formulas they use to rate players, right? There's nothing hidden in this game, which is really nice. But anyhow, these mats are super, super cool, Clinton. And if you're playing with cards, then the only thing you're going to have is your player cards, which really kind of fit nicely right here, or however you play your cards and dice. Base running plays right here. Okay. So you can see it all here. So it's easier to see. Let me see if I can crank this up a little bit more so you can actually get a better look at it. It's all it's going to zoom in on me, but it's right there. So you got base running, defensive plays. So when you roll the dice, so you can see already, like when I was playing with the software. So up here, right, everything starts just like APA, right? Starts in the pitcher, or I guess APA master, whatever. But you start with the pitcher, and then you just work across. Whatever that die is here, if you see that it goes to the batter, you go to here. And then maybe in the batter, it's going to be a power check. You're going to go to here. If it's a control check, you're going to go to here. It flows really, really, really nicely. And on the mats, you have everything you need to play the game. Let the software score for you if you don't want to actually play a game in the software. You don't have to. There are your rare plays over there. And they're a little bit different. You'll see these things as they should. They will look different for the dead ball era. So in a way, while this doesn't normalize to an era or to a season like a digital baseball game does, it will at least normalize to an error, except for pitchers. But just do that trick that I showed you with starting pitchers, and you can ramp up their fatigue, and you're good to go. So hopefully you can figure out what's going on. But the mats do not come with the game. It's extra $20, but I think it's worth it. I bought both modern and the dead ball ones. Dead ball also covers 19th century as well. So there's the dead ball era mat. Looks exactly like it, just this is different. It also has a scorebook. So if you want to get if you're one of these folks that likes to actually play out games this way, well, look at that, man. That's pretty nice. You guys need to, Matt, you guys need to get a way to blow up this picture so people can see it. So there you go. You get nice scores. I mean, that's nice looking. This is nice production values here. Really is. So can I say it's good. So for you, those of you watching this, please do not think that this is a crashy piece of software that it just doesn't work. It's not true. They dropped a patch, and I've been playing this thing for a week with this newest patch. It's been playing great tonight. You know, we just hit a little bad boom. It's to be expected. How many games in the scorebook? I don't know. Matt's probably already looking back there. Let me bring that back up again and see. I didn't invest in the scorebook only because I choose not to play the game using pen and paper. Let's see what it tells us. Go to the shop again. So you have the scorebook PDF, by the way. Let's just look at scorebook. We'll look at modern era just because it's going to answer us our question. All right. So using just a handful of simple charts, included with the game is the software. Okay. Just trying to so it's 173 pages, cousin. And it's paperback bound, right. And there it is. So what you saw, I was showing like you just, that's what it looks like, just the cover. And then there's a separate one for Dead Ball Era. So 173 pages. Yeah. So there we go. So Matt popping back in here says he believes the scorebook has 81 games, half a season, essentially. Double check to be sure. And remember, because you can of course, do the PDFs as well. So but again, if you guys, it's really a good game. You've seen me play complete games of it on here. It's excellent. It's a really, really good community. I want to give just a second here to give some love to Paul Fay. So he's a member of the Facebook group for Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, and Paul has been a major beta tester for this. I think Dave Gardner was involved in some beta testing as well, but Paul Fay has probably played like 400 games of this thing. And so once again, Paul, my Scouser friend, thank you for the hard work as well in helping Matt and Craig create what I think is already an excellent baseball game. And I think this one is this is going to be, it already is as a player. I mean, you can see here some good reviews, and this is just about this. So 1971. So Green Fox, your score sheet would do fine for now. Yeah. There you go. 1971. Good stuff. And again, so it will save right out to Green Fox. And I think I showed Green Fox once briefly on the channel. Green Fox is very, 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 very cool. So yeah, I guess that's about it, guys. We're at a good stopping point here. So what can I say? It's a great time for baseball, for baseball gaming, whether you play cards and dice, digital, or both. And of course, this is a great hybrid, it really is. So Action PC Baseball 2025, again, I love this new update. I think it's fantastic. I also love how far Pocket Pennant Run has come. So lots of new baseball to play over the Christmas holidays. Yeah. Okay. So Bart says here, yes. So Matt recognizing, yeah, Paul Fay, definitely a value member of the PPR team. Yeah. I mean, Paul's just a great guy. Guys, subscribe to his channel, by the way, if you can. I'm going to put the name of it here in chat. Okay. Please subscribe. He does other sports, but he got to get him some subscribers. He's a Liverpudlian living in Cyprus, I believe. All right. I think it's there we go. It should be FAC Sports Desk with Paul. So do subscribe to that channel. Of course, Pocket Pennant Run has a channel as well. For those of you who don't want to hear me drone on forever and ever, they have a channel as well. So just do a search in YouTube, Pocket Pennant Run, subscribe. Good stuff. So between that, Paul Fay and my meanderings and stuff, join the Facebook group. I always say, look, support developers. If you don't feel like ponying up $24.99 right now for the physical game, and maybe some extra money for the mats, at least for $14.99. And frankly, I think they're doing the community, the baseball hobby gaming community, a great service by offering this insanely cool software that does so much free. For $15, you get something that you can just use as a utility item for your baseball replays or what if. I think a lot of gaming companies, if they were offering this in a cards and dice thing, they would say, well, you're not going to get access to this with our PDF version. You got to buy the physical game and whatever. You've got to make a minimum purchase or whatever, and then we're going to give you our Pocket Pennant Run software. They're giving you everything here, including how they rate players and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons I love this. These guys aren't greedy. I believe Matt. So Matt and I have something in common. We're musicians. Yeah, baby. So I'm also a musician, Matt. And Craig is a programmer. These guys come together, created this great baseball game. And basically, I'll say this, and I don't know whether this, they're probably big fans of the other cards and dice games, but I like this. This is a big bafangustunad to the more established games. One in particular that essentially creates this artificial supply and demand of seasons. It's all here. Show you how they did it. Everything. Great game. Great game. So the group name is Pocket Pennant Run. Clinton. It's Pocket Pennant Run. Really good community. A lot of people is very engaged. There's almost isn't a day or two that goes by that new people aren't joining up. The only thing is for the sanity of the developers, there's a great link on their page for support. So it's kind of hard for them to be monitoring Facebook and their own support page. So they do ask kindly, but you can still ask questions of the community, and it's a really, really good community. Guys are really stoked. One guy talked about this game. He said, I feel like I've been given, and I love it. I mean, it's been maybe a bit of hyperbole, but I've been given this baseball mansion to wander around in, and I love it. And this guy's he's a cards and dice guy and loves the game. And I think this is proof that you don't need pages and pages and pages of charts or anything to be a good game. Appa, Appa's at its heart is a simple game. And I think they're doing a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff. And this nice little ecosystem here. But yeah, this is not the totality of the game. And I wish there was a way I could hand one of you guys here, if I had somebody here with me physically, say, look, you show everybody. This is great. Look what this feels like. It's quality components. So shout out. Is it still Game Crafter that does I know it was Game Crafter. I'm guessing it still is Game Crafter that actually does the physical game. But in the rule book and your email confirmation, you will get the link to the software, which I'm obviously not going to show here. So that is Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. And here's this one. So guys, thank you. I'm hoping to do one more game. I'm spending Christmas alone, but I don't expect anybody's going to be around Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So I guess no baseball unless I really get desperate. So I hope to do one more game tomorrow night, and I don't know what. We'll do something. So thank you. And Clinton Park's going to embark on some 1971 with Pocket Pennant Run. I'll keep you guys posted if I hear anything. I'm going to, even though Matt's looking into the issue, I'll still going to do a support ticket just to let them know what we have going on, because this game is this one uses major resources and we had no problems. So be patient, but I would say invest in it, guys. Really invest in it. Till the next time, gents. We'll see you around the batting cage. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow night, and we'll see. Maybe by then we'll have a, who knows. Take care. Clinton Parks, thank you for coming in. Bart Ewing, thank you. Matt McKeever, co-developer of Pocket Pennant Run, thank you for coming in. Cousin Ken Castro, the heart and soul of this channel. RGO Network, he and I are going to be having a debate about whether or not the AI and Out of the Park Baseball cheats. So let you guys know when that comes up, because he and I have another debate to do too. Sandy Koufax versus Lefty Grove. All right. Random Human 19, thank you, my friend, for coming in. Doug Hunt, fellow Bucko fan, thank you for being here tonight with us in the ballpark. Sean, World's Worst Gamer, thank you, my friend. Always good to have you along for the ride, as bumpy as it usually is. Tony M., I hope you'll come back when things are a little bit more focused. It wasn't tonight. I blame myself, but it was fun. And Chris Slovic, man, I'm so glad you're back in PA. David Lando was here. Mike Silva was here. Philip Reynolds was first in the ballpark tonight. So Bernie Strom was here. We had a hell of a good crowd tonight. And until the next time, as I always say, we'll see you around the batting cage. All right? All right. Good night, guys.